All right, so here's some more stuff about the ashtanga sequences and how I really do think they line up with this Devi Mahatmyam. I was reading one of the copies of it that I have, and it's this man, Robert Swoboda, which probably maybe is well known to lots of people, but I don't, I just looked him up this morning. Anyway, this is from a book of his called When Kali Comes to Call. All right, let's see, show the picture, see the picture of her, right, everybody's seen that. It says, all right, Kali is often depicted in the posture called Pratyalita, with her left knee advanced and her right leg drawn back, just like warrior, right? I don't know if anybody's ever really kind of thought about that. But in this position, her left foot can prod Shiva into wakefulness. Pratyalitanand. Pratyalitanand. Its opposite, the Alita stance. So the first one, this one, was the Pratyalita. And then the Alita is the right one forward, right? Both come from a Sanskrit root, which means lapped up, licked up, tongue applied to, eaten. What she eats with her tongue, her eyes, and her very pose is your ahamkara shakti, your energy of self. Since the chief expression of Shakti is in the physical, since the chief expression of Shakti in the physical body is prana, the life force, the power which keeps body, mind, and spirit functioning together as a living unit, what Kali eats as you worship her is your prana. Physical life, health, and longevity require that ahamkara, self-identify strongly with your organism to permit prana to enliven your body. So physical life, health, and longevity require that ahamkara self-identify strongly with your organism to permit prana to enliven your body. Spiritual health, on the other hand, requires ahamkara to relinquish most of this attachment. And Kali is happy to help you actively relinquish it. And it says the chief carrier of prana in the body is blood. So when you see blood dripping from Kali's tongue, you should see that blood as the prana of her devotees offered to her to transmute. What she craves is your blood, your prana, that she may truly bring you to life. And that is from this man, Robert Swoboda's book, When Kali Comes to Call. And what it made me think about is, after primary series, a lot of people do standing where they stop at hands up the back, and I think I might actually stop doing that, or at least think through these things, because I think that those two standing postures, so this one, right, and then this one, the half bound one, so both of those I think are symbolically saying your lower self, your feet, your higher self that's connected to your hands. You're kind of joining that. You're acknowledging, that these two things are connected. We're always going to mess up in life. And you're kind of bowing down, you're humble to that idea. This way, I kind of even feel in some of it, that we're not even necessarily able to always, be discerning and control, what happens. We're looking away. And then we come back and we're humble again. And then this one, where you're coming down, and I'm not worrying about names right now because I get my anxiety. I start to think, I'm not going to be able to remember. Anyway, so this one, when we're down and you're half bound, it's like the lotus, flower. And this is your root here, and this is the flower part. And the flower part, again, you've got your lower self, your foot, connected to your higher self, your hand. And, all of our life, all of our experiences as humans, and there's a lot of tough things that happen, and that's all the murky bottom things. But we are able to change that energy into something where we learn from things and we bloom out over the top of that murky pool. And the way that happens, so after those two, Katasana to me, it looks like a lightning bolt, right? It's like through like divine grace, it can happen that the Kali can transform us. And so you got your lightning bolt and then your two ways of honoring Kali, because Kali and Shiva are the same, right? And we say that this is Virabhadrasana, which is, a warrior come from Shiva's matted hair or whatever thrown down, but it's also the prana of it is the Shakti is Kali, and so we're asking that the series that we're about to perform, that what we're doing is we're offering that up to help us to transmute our lower selves and the prana that like identifies us with the physical body, to transmute that into identifying with the higher self. What he said in that. And so I started to look, I don't know why all this stuff kind of came together this morning, but it did. And it's making me really kind of rethink whether or not I want to, sometimes it's just time. You just only have so much time for practice, and you are just practicing. It's not like every single time your practice, is a ceremony. Sometimes you're just practicing for the day that it is going to be, a ceremony. But I guess the thing of it is that now that I know that, I always want to make sure that as I'm going through standing, that's the kind of things that I'm thinking about. Is that symbolic meaning. And I don't know if you can think that I'm making all that up, but I'm not that smart. I don't know where or why that information came together, but it did. And yeah.